So here is, go to the solve. There we go. Let's change the font size. Pretty big, but it's okay. And let's auto fit. Yeah, a little bit too small. Okay. What I'm going to do, though, is for search algorithms, instead of doing depth first, I'm going to do breadth first search. Okay. And I will start by just doing some steps. Again, we can figure out what order this particular algorithm picks nodes in. And by the way, if I do help view legend, it tells us what the color coding is that they use. So a regular node is white, the start node is purple, the goal node is yellow. And the nodes that are currently on the frontier, right, the ones that are at the end of the paths, it does green. So this is sort of the textbook notation. So right now, MO is the only one that is on the frontier. If I do a find step, we take MO off of the frontier, right? And then find its neighbors, right? So we've got AL, LS. It looks like we get the neighbors in sort of counterclockwise order. All right. And now we need to add all these neighbors onto the frontier. And when I take a find step, notice that since we have a queue now, I put AL on first and it ends up at the top of the queue, right? So it's going to be the next thing pulled off. So now we're going to pull off the path from MO to AL, right? And notice in book notation, we've got these guys as green. In my notation, we have these paths, right? We pull off the one from MO to AL. So we remove that from the frontier, right? We say, what neighbors does AL have? Well, AL has WTC, right? So we get the neighbors, we put it back in the queue, but now it's going to the end, right? And the end result of this, if I turn the speed, I'm going to turn the animation speed down to 1. And I'm just going to let it auto search, is you'll watch, we'll go through each of these things of length 1, and then we'll go to each of the ones of length 2, and eventually, and I can't pause it, can I? Notice that NYSE is on here, but we haven't found it yet. And there we go, now we got it. Okay. All right. So let me say, okay, let me